the Mega Millions drawing live tonight here on TV23. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hi, everybody. You know what? Yippee skippy, it's Friday. It's November 6, 2015. Welcome to High Plains Today on TV23. You know what? And since it is Friday and there's football, my good friend Dr. Jack Jacob is here. So let's take a look at some happenings. 2 Garden City men and a Sublette woman were arrested Sunday on allegations of theft and drug crimes. Cheyenne Martin, 22, was arrested on allegations of aggravated assault and possession of methamphetamines, possession of drug paraphernalia, and theft. Seth Burnett, 25, was arrested on allegations of theft, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And Dusty Fife, 27, was arrested on allegations of interference with a law enforcement officer, theft, and unlawful removal of a theft detection device. Now, Garden City Police said the drug allegations against Martin and Burnett were a result of officers finding drugs in their possession when they were arrested. On the weekend of October 23rd through the 25th, Boy Scout Troop Number 73 of Liberal attended the Order of Arrow rendezvous in Dodge City at the Mandan Camp. Caleb Gerhardt, Kyle Wagenseller, and Christian Ehrman, already Order of the Arrow members, advanced to their brotherhood during this weekend campout. The campout is hosted by the Order of Arrow Mandan Lodge Boy Scouts of America. This is a time where the Order of Arrow members teach young Cub Scouts skills of scouting. Well, good for you guys. Even though Veterans Day isn't until Wednesday, the Harry H. Rennick American Legion Post Number 9 in Garden City is taking time tomorrow to honor veterans with the annual Veterans Day Parade. Jim Arwine, American Legion adjutant, said the event provides an opportunity for people to thank veterans and their families for sacrifices they made for their country. Now, tomorrow, the parade will begin at 10 a.m. on Main Street in downtown Garden City. This year's parade marshal is Ken Minter, a 46-year American Legion member who served in the U.S. Navy during World War II and the Korean War. The importance of farming and ranching to the state's economy touches all Kansans, and according to the latest Kansas Department of Agriculture figures, the world. In its latest figures, the department states that agriculture's annual output was about $62 billion in 2012, accounting for 43% of the state's total economy. Agriculture also supports 230,000 jobs in Kansas. For instance, in Reno County, there are 1,633 farms, accounting for 789,525 acres. Now, data figured in July of 2015 shows the county's agriculture impact at $1.7 billion. Now, meanwhile, Finney County's total impact is $3.3 billion and supports 7,386 jobs. And in Stevens County, the total output totaled $287 million and supports nearly 1,000 jobs. A Kansas Legislative Study Committee is having 2 days of hearings to examine tax exemptions and credits for businesses, nonprofit groups, and others. Now, the Special Committee on Taxation meeting that began yesterday and is an outgrowth of the legislators' debate earlier this year on raising taxes to balance the state budget. Now, the Republican-dominated legislature increased sales and cigarette taxes to avert a deficit in the $15.3 billion budget. But some conservatives argued that the state wouldn't need to boost tax rates if it eliminated some of the dozens of tax breaks in state law. Some GOP leaders were skeptical because efforts over the past 25 years to repeal tax breaks generally have failed when the beneficiaries make policy and political cases for them. But Republican leaders agreed to a study. What else would they agree to? The owner of an Overland Park firm specializing in exports to foreign markets will lead the Kansas Department of Commerce. On Wednesday afternoon, Governor Sam Brownback's office announced his pick for Commerce Secretary was Antonio J. Sove, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Capistrano Global Advisory Services. Now, that's a privately held company assisting clients expanding into international markets. Brownback had tapped Johnson County businessman George Hansen, but Hansen withdrew before taking the job, citing family business matters. And that's a look at just some of the happenings. Stick around. I'll be back with some weather after this.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV23 with host Chris Jewell. TV23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
You want to feel connected, at one with your world. Informed, included, and inspired. So no matter where you are, when important things happen, we're here at all hours, in the moment, on every screen in your life. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. We investigate and inform, give back to the community, build the local economy, even save lives. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. And unlike any other news source, we're here, 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 and here. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
Hey, and here we're back. I wasn't even ready to be back. But look at that. We got a few high clouds out there, and they're way up there and way over there, looking to the northeast off the TV23 tower cam. Let's take a look at the readings here at the station. 52 degrees, 64% to relative humidity. There's not a lot of wind out there, as we've seen the last couple of days, that's for sure. South-southeast at 2, barometric pressure holding steady. As we look at the current temperatures around the area, everybody pretty much in the 40s and 50s. Now, there is a cold front that is sliding down from the north coming this way, so it's going to cool off just a little bit. As we look at the current dew points around everywhere, everybody's pretty much in the 40s and 30s, except for Garden City. There's the exception. Pretty dry up there. You might want to get the chapstick out. Might be a little dry. Looking at the winds, everybody pretty much out of the east-southeast except for Hayes as that cold front starts to slide in up here. Their winds have gone around to the north-northwest. Not a lot of wind out there except you get down into the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. Looking at our recorded highs yesterday at the Garden City Municipal Airport, we had a high of 58 yesterday. I'm surprised it got that warm. But anyway, 79 was the record back in 1950. 33 overnight, 11 back in 1967. We did have a trace of precipitation overnight, just a little bit. We had a little bit of rain yesterday afternoon. Looking at our forecast for today, 58 is going to be the high. Winds out of the south-southeast at 10 tonight. If you got any plants out there that you want to keep that didn't get a little frost on them last night, this is one last chance because the low is going to be 31 tonight. Winds are going to be out of the east-southeast at 9. Switching around to the north tomorrow, 56. Sunny, lots of sun, north-northeast at 7. They're going to switch around to later in the day out of the south. And then going in tomorrow night, 35 degrees. Winds will still be out of the south at 13. As we look at the 7-day, look at that. Those are pretty nice temperatures. Well, it is November after all. Look at Tuesday, up into the 70s. Other than that, our lows are going to be in the 30s and lower 40s. That's a look at our 7-day. Back with the markets after this.
Same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
And welcome back. I'm now joined by my good friend, Dr. Jack Jacob. We're here. We're going to talk about some football. We were kind of joking off camera. That's why I'm kind of cutting up here. How are you today on this Good Friday?
I'm good, man.
Well, it's not Good Friday, but it's a Good Friday.
It is a Good Friday. Good time of year, too.
It is.
High school playoffs going. College games start to matter. The pros are kind of shaking things up. Plus, you got basketball and hockey and tiddlywinks. And so...
About the only thing we don't have is tennis, but I'll bet I could find some if it was out there.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Well, baseball season's over, but hey, how about them Royals?
Hey, 30 years in the making.
There you go. Yeah, every 30. I'd take that if you're guaranteed one every 30 years. I'd take that. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. All right, we got some playoff football coming up tonight. In 4A, Abilene, as Eisenhower used to say it, comes to Ulysses. Winnable?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
The Rudzik kid will probably be a big determining factor in that, honestly.
I know, gosh, we talk about him a lot, but he's a horse.
Well, and when you're 80 to 85% of the offense,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's certainly a winnable game for them. Although at this time of the year, you don't look past anybody. Just ask Oklahoma.
That's true. That's true. They kind of, yeah, that's true. They kind of bit them. The Red River rivalry kind of came up and bit them, didn't it? All right, here's another 4A game, though, locally. Hugoton is going to Colby, and they've already played once this year, I think, haven't they?
Yeah, back in September.
Okay.
And Hugoton won that one, so certainly this is a winnable game for them as well. I think the key to this game, though, is letting the Degalado kid at quarterback for Hugoton throw the ball around the field. When he is able to do that, when they turn him loose to be able to do that, they have a lot more success. That's how they got some of their road wins to win their district, and so I'm excited. I think Hugoton's going to win this game, and they're going to get on past, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go from there.
So we've got two, Ulysses and Hugoton both should come out of tonight with a win. Okay, then we're going to drop down into 3A, and Norton is coming out to Scott City, or coming down to Scott City.
Yeah, and Scott City did what we expected them to do with Lions. The Lions program certainly struggling, but then also losing a player who passed away. Then kind of a distraction there as well. But Scott handled them well. It's going to be interesting to see because Norton didn't blow the doors off in their first game the way I expected them to. So it's going to be interesting. I think Scott City wins it, and maybe even a little bit more handily than we had anticipated.
In Syracuse, and we're going to drop down in 2A. There's two local games. Well, not local, but Syracuse is heading north to Oakley. Could be a 50-50 on that game?
Nah, I think Oakley wins.
Okay.
But if you're Syracuse, you've already won. You haven't been in the playoffs since 2004.
Oh, really?
So
it's been 11 years.
So you've already won just by making the playoffs.
Oh, that's a good deal.
And they could beat Oakley if they play their top game and Oakley has some mistakes.
Stranger things have happened.
It has, hasn't it?
And, of course, Ellis comes to Meade. Meade's still ranked number 1, still undefeated.
Right. But don't look past them. Don't look past Ellis. That's the problem with this time of year is you have to play every game as though this is going to be your last game.
That's true.
You leave everything on the field because one mistake, one penalty at the right time, one blown coverage, and it could be the difference in a game. Now, I don't anticipate that with this game. I think Meade will run away with it, but you can't.
Yeah, I know you can't. That's why. It's what, like Herm Edwards always says. That's why you play the game, right?
That's right.
And looking at 8-man now, Mineola earlier played Setanta last Thursday, right?
Right.
And we thought, oh man, Mineola just going to kick them up and down the field. That was a much closer game than we thought it was going to be, wasn't it?
It was.
Mineola came out on top, but it was like 64 to 44 or 48 or something. It was a pretty close game. I mean, Setanta, nothing to be ashamed of, but Mineola is going to travel to Victoria.
Right, and of course Victoria has their quarterback back that they had to light in like week 1 or 2. He's back playing, and Victoria's the defending state champs. And in a recent K-Preps poll, that was the team picked most likely to repeat of all the classes.
So that's lucky, good for Mineola. That's their draw, right?
But so again, Mineola. The problem that Mineola is going to run into is the same thing that Meade has run into over the years. Is the teams that you play locally aren't as much of a challenge, and so when you face a challenge emotionally, it's hard to stay in the game. And Mineola could be eliminated in this contest as they were last year.
And then Sharon Springs / Wallace County goes to Ingalls, and of course Sharon Springs, Wallace County. That's where the Shimboy the other night scored a touchdown, scored the 2-point conversion, came off the field, collapsed, and was taken to Denver, and then was pronounced died. Yeah, and that was a sad deal. And that seems like there's been a lot of that this year. But anyway, you got to wonder, Wallace County, where they're going to be at going into this game with Ingalls.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. This type of a situation, it either galvanizes your team and you kind of win one for the Gipper kind of thing,
yes,
or it so decimates you emotionally that you can't even hardly face the field. Ingalls is a strong program this year. I would expect Sharon Springs, Wallace County to win, but again, it just depends on how they react.
Yeah, you don't know how they're going to react tonight or how they're going to be feeling. So.
Plus the loss of, again, a key part of their offense.
So. It seems like there's been quite a bit of that. I mean, what is there? They said in the news there's been 11 or 12 high school football deaths so far around the country this year. That seems like it's really high this year. I don't know.
Yeah, I was talking with Coach McVeigh down at Beaver, who's injury prone this year as well. They had started with 31 players down to 19, we were talking about that. You know, you have better science in your pads now. You have all this additional protection. You've changed rules to provide protection, and yet we're seeing worse injuries and even fatalities. And we kind of talked about why that might be. And I think part of that is kids aren't playing outside anymore. So you're not falling off the roof and wrecking your bike and wrecking your skateboard.
Kind of like when we were kids, right?
Right.
Yeah, riding in the back of a pickup. And
But
all
we
that
experienced
stuff.
all that jarring and falling and all that. And kids now, they spend most of the time inside playing video games and stuff like that. They don't experience that. So I wonder if that's not part of it. Plus, kids are getting stronger and faster earlier.
That's true.
So they're hitting harder.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so.
That could have a lot to do. Okay, we got about a minute left.
All right.
Let's touch on college real quick. They came out this week with the first college playoff.
Commence
rank.
eye rolling.
Yeah. The first, and they've ranked them. Okay, Clemson came out at number 1, LSU 2, Ohio State 3, Alabama 4. Okay, we know this means nothing, but it gives people like Jack and I in the media and stuff something to talk about and go, are you kidding me? Right, basically, right?
Right.
I mean, because you look at it, Clemson, good program, and I agree. Yes, they should be in there.
I don't know that I would have them one.
No, I don't either. LSU, you know, and they have LSU, and we were talking about this. LSU and Alabama are both in the top 4, and they play each other tomorrow.
Right.
LSU still undefeated. Alabama, 1 loss. I mean, one of those teams is going to fall out of this deal.
Well, and what's ridiculous, I mean, this is the part where you really begin to go from eye rolling to getting irate, is you take an undefeated conference leader in another Power 5 conference and replace them with an already defeated second team from the SEC.
Well, yeah, Baylor ranked number 2 in the AP poll. They're ranked number 4 in the Football Power Index, and they're number 6 on the committee's. They're number 6 on the committee's ranking.
And the committee said right before they released the rankings that they would not hold the injury to the Baylor quarterback against the team because they say they're not projecting forward, they're looking backward at performance. But I don't see how anybody
If you're
can say...
looking backwards on performance, then you're going to go, oh, they need to be in the top 4 then, don't you?
Yeah, you would think so.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we're going to have several more weeks to talk about this because there's, 5 weeks left to the college season. So
we'll bring lots of
we're going to
Kleenex.
be doing more of this. Holy cow. Good to see you today, my friend.
Same here.
All right. Stick around. I'll be back with more after this. Hi, I'm Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs at noon weekdays right here on TV23. Hey, do you think you have an idea for something that would make a great segment? Somebody that would make a great interview? What about a community event that needs highlighting? Let us know here at the station. Email us news@kdgltv.com.
This is the place.
You want to feel connected, at one with your world. Informed, included, and inspired. So no matter where you are, when important things happen, we're here at all hours, in the moment, on every screen in your life. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. We investigate and inform, give back to the community, build the local economy, even save lives. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. And unlike any other news source, we're here, 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 and here. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
And here we are. Hey, yeah, as we were talking about the high school games tonight in 4A, Abilene is at Ulysses, Yucatan is at Colby, Concordia is at Holcomb. In 3A, Norton is at Scott City, and in 2A, Syracuse goes to Oakley. Ellis is at Meade. 8-man on Saturday now. Tomorrow, Mineola is at Victoria, and Sharon Springs is at Ingalls. In his first start, freshman Jarrett Stidham showed he can keep the high-powered Baylor Bears humming. Stidham threw for 419 yards and 3 scores in place of the injured Seth Russell. Corey Coleman caught 2 touchdown passes, and number 2 Baylor held on for a 31-24 victory over pesky Kansas State last night. And also, Tyler Eifert caught 3 touchdown passes from Andy Dalton, the old redhead, last night, leading the unbeaten Cincinnati Bengals to a 31-10 victory over the Cleveland Browns. That puts Cincinnati in totally new territory for them. The Bengals are 8-0 for the first time ever. The 8 straight wins are a club record in one season, and they're in control of the AFC North at the season's midpoint. So, we'll see what happens to Cincinnati as they start to move further into the season. They just took way too much advantage of poor Johnny Manziel last night. Anyway, let's take a last look at our weather before we get out of here. Temperature 53 degrees, relative humidity 61%. Winds are out of the southeast at a whole 2 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is starting to fall. As we look at our 7-day, it's going to be 56 tomorrow, going to warm up a little bit on 60, and then as we head into next work week, 65 on Monday, 70 on Tuesday, but it's going to drop off on Wednesday. Highs in the 30s and 40s. Make it a great weekend, everybody. Call your cable operator. See you on Monday.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. People are people around here. That's how it is. It's so clear. Letting it show. I've been around the world, only to find what I already know. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah. This is the place.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers.